And welcome back, everyone. It's the week of Who Would Win, and you'll notice I didn't have a Who Would Win out yesterday. Time, unfortunately, just got away from me. I was actually going to pre-record on Sunday, and I just kind of ran out of time. And I worked all of yesterday. But now I have the day off. It's the second to last day of the year, and I got a lot of videos to do. Excuse me. I had a beverage and it went down the wrong pipe, so if you hear me coughing a little bit, that's why. But let's just get into it. I gotta do I gotta do like 17 videos or something like that. I'm exaggerating, but not by a huge mile. Anyway, so from Needless Kane, we have the question of who wins in a fight, Guts or King Bradley, aka Wrath from the Seven Deadly Sins. Guts, we know his story. He was a child slave, ultimately killed the guy who took him in, went on the run, and eventually became a member of, I can't remember Griffith's group's name. But anyway, he was a famed warrior. He was a famed, basically berserker. He wielded Dragon Slayer, this giant monster of a blade that was designed to take out that was allegedly could take out a dragon, hence the name. But more capable, it was one of those swords that could take out man, horse, and all. And unlike most individuals who would maybe get one good swing out of it and never be able to use it again, Guts could effortlessly wield this thing, or can, depending on the story, time of the story you're talking about. But yeah, he can effortlessly wield this thing. Now, I'm not saying he can do block it bullets one-handed, like you see in anime and all that, but for a weapon this size, he wielded it with a lot of precision for something that size. And it's bathed in so much blood of demons, gods, and whatever, it can actually kill spirits. So it is very much a weapon of, I wouldn't call it the divine, but a weapon of spiritual use. So it's a highly skilled weapon, but only backed up by his insane physicality. Guts, there's a reason the series is called Berserker. Guts is famed for being able to take a lot of damage and just keep going. It's not that he doesn't feel pain, he just ignores the shit out of pain, including if he puts on his Berserker armor and goes to town, because it basically shuts off his nerve endings. He can't feel pain literally at that point, and it will basically pin his body together, whether or not it is broken or falling apart. Guts also does have a mechanical arm due to the fact he had to take his own arm when Griffith basically brought hell to earth. And it is capable of firing arrows, even has a rocket feature to it. Not truly a rocket, but it fires like a explosive cannon. And being a metal arm, it doesn't have quite the same limitations as its physical body does. Guts is an insanely capable warrior, insanely dangerous, and honestly one of the most iconic anime protagonists kind of all time when you really break it down. I mean, yeah, you could think of like Naruto, Luffy, even Ichigo. Like those guys are your poster children right there for like Goku or iconic Sailor Moon. But if you're like giving me a top 10 most iconic anime protagonists, especially when you're talking about the popularity of an anime in the community, I would say Guts has to be up there. I mean, when people talk about popular animes and quality animes too, Berserker is always on that list. Now, King Bradley is interesting because King Bradley is in fact the Sin of Wrath. He is a homunculi, just like the other seven deadly sins, which means he's not human anymore. But unlike the rest of them, he does keep a human body. The others have a human-looking body, but it's not a human body. It's not. It's just human-looking in appearance. Whereas Bradley actually did keep a human body. And in this fact, that is a problem for him. It is one of his core weaknesses that, unlike the other homunculi, his body does suffer from degradation from age. I think it stated he's somewhere in his 60s. Still basically in like optimal physical condition for someone of his age. And in fact, he does have superhuman speed, agility, strength, all that, because he is a homunculi. But he does suffer from that. Also, but beyond that, he's still one of the most dangerous sins. In fact, he's the most dangerous in close quarters. That is usually agreed upon, because he is swift, He is precise and he is relentless. He wields 2 dual rapiers and he can just go to town. He can decimate armies on his own. Literally cutting through man, cloth, and metal all at once. Like, this is a guy who was taking down, I think, tanks on his own. And it all comes down to the fact that once he goes into kind of like a rage, or like just lets all that inner turmoil out, it's the relentlessness of how he attacks. He is a soldier, knowing that, oh no, this is not a duel. There's no gentlemanly respect between us. This is one of us trying to kill the other, and he will just murder you. Beyond that, he has his ultimate eye, which is the eye he keeps under that eye patch. Essentially, it's kind of it's an analytical capability, where that allows him to essentially, no, dog, you're not going back out right now. Sorry, she's been just doing this all morning. We're just in and out, in and out. She's been in and out at least 5 to 6 separate times within the last half hour. Like, seriously. And before it was like maybe pee, but no. And I don't care if you hear like scraping at the door. I'm finishing this video because you are not being respectful, Up. You are taking advantage of shit. Anyway, so I'm trying to draw her back to the couch if you hear that. The ultimate eye, basically allows him to analyze movement. It needs to lock onto the weakness of a target. Basically, it kind of acts like a bit of a Sharingan without the copying ability. It's an analytical capability, and it's extreme. Like, again, it can look at an opponent and immediately pinpoint a weakness on the opponent and exploit it. The only things that really keep him from being like one of the most deadly sins in general is the fact that, yeah, he does still technically have a mortal body, which means it is subject to degradation of age, wear and tear, even with the enhancements he got. And the ultimate eye is one of those things where it might be able to pinpoint on a weakness, but he is not going to be able to. He's not going to be able to necessarily respond to something that's faster than him, or if it's a weakness that he can't in general exploit. So the question becomes, who wins in the fight? And I think the answer just comes down to who can get the first lethal hit in. Because of that mortal body, Guts' Dragon Slayer would cleave right through him. Like, that would straight out kill him, King Bradley. But Bradley is faster. I think it's safe to say, because he's wielding this giant, as fast as Guts is with this thing, Bradley is the faster guy. Easy. And now, Guts certainly has the more dangerous weapon, including his arm. So I think he's got the edge there. But in terms of sheer skill, Bradley's got that edge. Absolutely. Ferocity, these guys are probably tied. But unlike Bradley, Guts probably would have to take a breath, at least for a moment. So, in a fight. So if it's about relentless, nonstop attack and exploiting the other's weak points, I'm gonna probably lean towards Bradley on that. So, yeah, Bradley is probably going to end up being able to exploit weak points on Guts far more effectively and far quicker than Guts is going to be able to exploit any sort of weak point on him, or just, swing or, get him with Dragon Slayer. Because Dragon Slayer, while dangerous and capable, is still a very large and not designed for speed weapon as fast as Guts can use it. Even if we're able to draw this fight out and use the Berserker armor, let me put it this way, if it gets to the point where Guts decides to use his Berserker armor, that might be the clincher for Guts, because I don't think Bradley has a way around that Berserker armor unless he targets an eye hole and stabs him through the head, which, to be fair, in theory, he could. But at that point in the fight, if the fight has managed to draw out that long, Bradley's own limitations are going to start to kind of set in a little bit. So in a long, drawn-out fight, if it were to get to a long, drawn-out fight, I'd actually give it to Guts. I just don't think it gets to a long, drawn-out fight. Yes, Guts also wears armor, so that is to be noted, but if the ultimate eye is in use, he's going to find the weak points in the armor, or just find spots that don't have armor and target those. So, I'm going to lean towards King Bradley here, because he also does have enhanced physicality as well. But, I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you for a lot more today. Later.